somewhere right now, there is a conversation happening about you that you were never invited to. Somebody said your name, somebody shook their head. Somebody said the 4 words that have ended more men than failure ever could. He's not going to make it. And the worst part is not that they said it. The worst part is some quiet, cowardly piece of you nodded along when you found out. That ends today. I am not here to make you feel better about that moment. I am here to turn it into the exact thing that builds everything they swore you couldn't. Let's deal with the obvious first. Being underestimated feels like an insult. It is not an insult, it is cover. A closed door is loud. A closed mind is silent. And silent is dangerous to the man standing behind it. Every person who decided you were finished stopped paying attention to what you were actually capable of. They stopped watching. They walked away convinced the matter was settled. That gap, the space between what they assume about you and what you are actually building in private, is the most valuable real estate a man will ever own. Most men waste it. They move into that empty space and quietly agree with the verdict instead of using it. Do not be most men. Nobody is coming to correct the record for you. A verdict nobody appeals stands forever. So appeal it. Not with words. Words are cheap and everybody has them. Appeal it with a year of work so loud it makes the original conversation about you looking sane in hindsight. That is the entire plan. Not convince them. Outgrow the need for their agreement entirely. Let them keep their opinion. You are about to make it irrelevant. 2 men stood in the same gym, in front of the same coach, getting cut from the same team on the same afternoon. And they heard the exact same sentence on their way out the door. You don't have it. The first one believed it completely. For years, he told that story differently depending on who was listening. The coach played favorites. The tryout was rigged. Guys like him never get a real shot. The story earned him sympathy. It never earned him a roster spot anywhere else. Every season he stapled a new excuse to the same complaint, and every season his life looked exactly like the one before it. The second man heard the identical sentence and treated it as information, not a verdict. He didn't argue on his way out. He didn't need to. He went back to the drills. Nobody was watching him run. The extra hour before sunrise, and rebuilt the exact parts of his game that got him cut, without telling a single person what he was doing. The next season he walked onto a different field with film instead of excuses. And the coach who said he didn't have it spent the rest of his career fielding questions about that decision. What both of those stories are telling you is this. Being cut, being doubted, being told you don't have it, none of that has ever measured your ceiling. It measured someone else's patience, their schedule, their willingness to wait around while you developed on a timeline that suited them. That coach wasn't wrong about what he saw in that moment. He was wrong assuming the moment was permanent. That is his failure. It was never the other man's sentence. Let me address the specific kind of anger that doubt produces, because there are 2 versions and only one of them builds anything. The first is bitterness. It sits in your chest and rots there. It replays the rejection on a loop, gets louder every time, and produces nothing except a man exhausted from carrying a grudge he never converted into output. That bitterness burns the man holding it and leaves everyone else completely untouched. The second is direct. It takes that exact same humiliation, the same dismissive comment, the same room where somebody decided you weren't serious, and instead of feeding on it, refuses to let that moment be the last word. Rage with a target does not burn the man holding it. It burns a path through everything standing between him and the proof. Here is what should genuinely concern you. But the people who doubted you are not thinking about you right now. They moved on completely. They are living their lives fully unaware that you are still handing real estate in your own mind to a conversation they forgot the moment it ended. That should not discourage you. It should set you free. You are not waiting for their permission. You are not even waiting for them to notice. You are building something they are not invited to witness until it is finished. And once it is, the explanation will not be necessary, because results do not require translation. They will simply wake up one day and find out the verdict expired without their permission. Consider what doubt actually signals once you strip away how it feels. Nobody spends energy underestimating something irrelevant. Nobody bothers dismissing a man they already consider harmless. The size of the doubt aimed at you is, more often than people admit, a rough measurement of the threat they sense and what you might become if you refuse to stop.
Small ambitions get ignored entirely. Nobody warns a man not to bother with something that was never going to matter.
Do you think Genghis Khan waited around for the tribes that left him for dead to send an apology first? Do you think Hannibal asked Rome's permission before he marched elephants through the snow? Nobody hands out that kind of resistance for free. They were both dismissed precisely because what they were reaching for mattered enough to provoke a reaction. The men nobody bothers doubting are the men nobody is afraid of yet. Turn that completely around then. Every dismissive comment, every door closed in your face, every relative who looked at your plan with that particular expression of pity, all of it is data. It tells you the size of what you are actually attempting. Men chasing something small do not generate that kind of resistance. The resistance is proportional. Let that sit with you the next time someone tells you it cannot be done. They are not handing you a fact, they are handing you a measurement of how much they secretly suspect you might pull this off. From this point forward, here is exactly what happens. You stop trying to win an argument with people who were never going to update their opinion no matter what evidence you handed them. You stop explaining the plan to rooms that already decided how the story ends. You go quiet, and you go to work. And you let the next 12 months do what no conversation ever could. Every rep, every hour, every uncomfortable decision you make when nobody is checking on you. That is the rebuttal. Receipts do not argue. They just sit there until somebody is forced to explain them. It is the only rebuttal that has ever worked in every century for every man written off too early by people who turned out to be catastrophically wrong about him. There is no need to announce any of this, no speech to give them, no moment where you stand in front of the people who doubted you and deliver the line you rehearsed in your head 100 times. The proof does that talking for you, more completely than any sentence you could construct. Stand up from wherever you are sitting right now. Pick the exact thing they said you could not do. Go build the version of your life that turns the conversation about you from doubt into disbelief that they ever missed it. Whatever room decided you were finished was wrong. The moment the words left their mouth, they just don't know it yet. Go make sure they find out.